Better protect your kids out here.
Yeah. And thank you for that transition material life. And speaking of kids, I believe everybody in here have seen that video where the woman was arguing with her baby daddy about giving McDonald's to the one kid and not to the other kids. And she ended up throwing the food on the ground and trying to quote unquote expose that man.
Oh,
And
that
then
was an extra to the video.
I knew this one was coming. That's why I said fuck them kids when we started.
yeah, and then it
I
turns out
didn't
she
know
did.
it was that. I thought it was just he came over there, but I didn't know there was more to it. I didn't see the extended version.
No,
But
no, that whole video. I guess the whole video you saw it was the whole thing where she said, yeah, she only like they only have one kid together. She got like three other
four.
kids, but three other. She has four kids, and one of them is his. The three others by three different other men, and like she tried to expose him, and then turns out everybody was looking at her like she was wrong. She ended up doing another video, and she basically doubled down. So I want to ask the panel: uh, Was the
Was
man
the
wrong?
man wrong?
Was the
Was
man
the
wrong?
man wrong?
Where's the echo
Where's
coming
the
from?
echo coming from? No
On my
idea.
end. Um,
Was the man wrong for only giving food to the one kid?
No.
well, if you look at
Hell
it
no,
as
he
if it was
wasn't.
real,
Huh?
as if it was real, I'll let someone else go.
I mean, him giving his child McDonald's is her fault because she has kids by other men. You should expect the father of that particular child to take care of that particular child. Why is he in charge of the other ones?
My question is, why are you in a position where you can't feed these kids your damn self?
Because, man, we're men. We got to take care of everything, you know?
If she can't afford to feed them, she don't need custody on the motherfuckers, first of all.
I don't think. Well, she didn't have the
And
option to
second,
abort.
we're not going to go back to that. But second, as previously mentioned, someone beat me to it. Where are these other kids' daddies? Fuck are they doing?
So I just step out for a second, but I'm back. Wasn't it revealed to be a skit?
It was, but like I say, for everything, art imitates life. Women I've heard women actually say this that like, especially when they say if you're most single mothers when they out there dating, is like my kids are a package deal. When they package their deal, like if you dig me, you gotta like help me with the kids or some shit like that. I've heard women say shit like this before.
And I said in the chat earlier, if y'all are package deal, that means when I get rid of your ass, I get rid of these goddamn kids.
I don't think it was a skit. I think she was embarrassed that everybody went at her
If it was
hard.
just
No,
a skit, she wouldn't have came back with that stupid
No.
second video.
There's
The
a
only
photo
reason
that
I
came
don't
out,
think it's a skit because she blurred his face.
and wasn't there a photo that there's a photo that came out with them smiling.
Why is she fronting like
Like
that?
they were together, showing that was a skit. They were together afterwards. There was a photo that came out.
I don't know, man. But if that was the case, why she blur his face?
And now that's what they're talking about
Ain't see
on
shit
YouTube.
about.
That's what they're talking about now. Like that's what's trending on YouTube. Like, oh, it was a skit the whole time. So
First of all, skit or no skit. You have 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. I don't care how many kids you choose to have. When the dad brings food, the dad bringing food to the mom for the kid to eat, his kid to eat, is already an issue. Why can't he take the kid with him and be like, girl, I want to spend some time with my son. and then go feed them because you already know she's struggling, can't take support, can't take care. She don't want to let you have that kid. She'd rather be struggling with all four of them, than to let you have that kid and then have the nerve to complain about you bringing food for your one child. And
All right, go.
so now when you do bring food for your one kid amongst his 4 or 5 or 6 other siblings, now they all looking at him eating, looking sad, depressed. Now he uncomfortable eating. It's just a mess. Then at nighttime, they really gonna be acting up, talking about something. He think he better. It's just a bad setup for another setup. At this point, she should just go ahead, send the kid to the daddy, and be like, I can't do it right now. I got these other three. The child supports come in for the other threes, but the dads just don't. They pay the child support, but they ain't gonna be active in the life. He paying child support and active in the life. Because if you complain about him bringing food for his one child, I know for a fact you put him on child support. That's not even a question.
All right. So even if this was a skit, why would you voluntarily further the destruction and stereotypes of Black women and men?
You better talk, Crystal.
So at the end of the day, I wouldn't even show my face just on that fact fucking alone. Second of all, any woman to knock food out of a man's hand when he's bringing it for his son or daughter, you're trifling. At the end of the day, you just trifling. Because here's the thing. If he feel like he got to bring food every day for his one son or one daughter, your ass don't know how to cook. Y'all could have come to agreement and say, hey, look, I don't like my son with you bringing McDonald's every fucking day. Can we talk about the nutritional factors first? Second of all, tell him to bring some, ground beef or chicken. Make an agreement. Say, hey, if you bring this food, I'll give you a plate or whatever. So all your kids can eat. Say if he's not that type of mature adult to know when to negotiate, then you just say, okay, well, then you need to bring a better meal for him because McDonald's every fucking day is going to kill him or her. Or just take the child, spend time with them, and then buy when you're out with him. Or have an agreement where you have money, and when you can afford McDonald's, then you can coordinate with your baby daddy and keep it moving. But all of those scenarios did not one time come into this so-called skit, which I'm choosing really not to believe. I'm going to have to do more research. But for her to come on to save her ass, I truly believe it wasn't a skit. And I think that if it was distasteful. I think that this is the problem with today. Everybody's looking for clout. And if you ask me, she just played that role a little too fucking well. That's all I got to say. Thanks, Material.
All I'm gonna say
That's
is,
why I was in disbelief in her. I was like, what? Nah, that seemed too real.
all I'm gonna say is, if you ever knock food out my hand or you throw it, don't ever ask me for shit again. That shit is disrespectful.
And gas is high right now. That's just to be out here just throwing people food because they had to drive. Nah, that wasn't no damn skit. She was shocked. Because if she had did the same skit 2 or 3 years ago, people was all with it. All the females was united. Oh, he trifling, this and that. She did that skit in 2022. She was surprised. No, the same thing happened a few years ago. There was the same video that went viral like this some few years ago, and all the females was like, "Why would he bring food for just his son? Oh, that's messed up. Why didn't you bring for everybody?" But in 2022, all the females is like, I guess now they pregnant and they thinking differently, or
shit.
You have to, because in my situation, I'm in a similar situation where my first child's not my ex-husband's child. But I'll be damned, as fucked up as the first father of my first child is, I'm never gonna put his dumb ass on video. Why? Because my child still gotta lift her head up and walk around on this damn earth when I'm gone. Why would I want to give people that don't know my fucking daughter ammo against her? That's sensitive information. And plus, why would I fucking want to film the person that I just might kill and be a social? Like, do I, the
Well,
fuck?
damn.
Just keeping it real. Like, I'm
Chris, Chris, I was all with you. I'm like, go ahead, finish snap it all. And then you said that. I was like, time out. If the FBI listening, I ain't
Took,
with
took, took a sharp left, huh?
it. But I was with you in the beginning half, though. I was there with you. Like, why would you put that to your kids? Have to like go to school and so like, yo, isn't that your daddy? Just
mm,
embarrassed, or isn't that his car? Embarrassed.
mm-mm.
That's like your mama embarrassed. Oh, that's where y'all be. Your mom work at, right? Embarrassed, and then they're gonna always talk about that.
Oh, Jesus. Long me. Oh, I'm not. Thank you, Christopher. I can always count on you when it comes to. I do agree with you though. It's not my. If the other kids aren't my kids, they're not my obligation. But I will say this: after a while, because I know I can, like McDonald's, he's going to either get sick or he's going to get bad health. It's like, can anyone cook in that house? That's
McDonald's,
the first thing. What
he
was
they
what,
he got the kids some restaurant food because McDonald's is extra expensive too.
yeah, McDonald's ain't cheap no more. You- That's sad to say. It's like McDonald's ain't cheap no more. No, but I've seen like I don't know about y'all, but up here I know like I you could at least feed a good family of four with $20 if you just get some stuff from Giant and like some like chicken like some a whole chicken thighs and some rice or some mac and cheese and some shit like that. You could at least feed them that way, you know, and at least get seconds. That way they won't at least be starving for the night or,
She
or
could have
something
bought a
like.
rice cooker from
I,
Walmart. She could have bought a big bag of rice. She could have easily bought some. She could have made food. It ain't hard to make food, and if she's struggling that bad, she should have took herself to that. What's those things? The salvate, whatever the people that give food out. Because I'm not about to say some wrong name. Food drive locations. She could have easily went there. So I just don't got the sympathy.
it's the one thing I've always said Caribbeans and Africans do better than Black Americans is that like sometimes we just lazy, we don't want to cook, and we'll just go get McDonald's because it's quick instead of just like going to the store and cooking for the food. Or I know like in some African countries they like prep food for the month and they got a bunch of food stored for the month so they don't have to worry about like missing a meal or the kids going hungry. They know how to manage their food at least. And like it may be rice, but you know rice at least goes a long way. It may be, you know, stuff here and there, but one thing I do say this: they know how to prepare. They know how to prep and prepare for the long.